everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a tag video. I invented it. It's my tag and it's called what's it called? Freedom Frag Tag. Freedom Frag Tag, going out fragrances. So I'm really feeling positive that the end is in sight, that hopefully we will start to be able to do things again. It's going to be a little while for us here in the UK, but I'm thinking positive, and I wanted to write down some of the things that I really want to do as soon as we're allowed to. So I then started to think, well, I could kind of come up with a fragrance that I would wear for that particular thing, and decided therefore to make a video and do it as a tag. So let's get going. These are going out fragrances, going out scenarios. So let's start. First one, pub. And I've put a quiet night in the pub with my boyfriend. What would I wear? It's a no-brainer for me for that one. It's Bukhara from Gallivant, because it's my boyfriend's favourite fragrance on me. And this one is a musky iris ambrette with a little bit of a spiciness. And there's a little bit of jasmine, but it doesn't really smell like a floral fragrance. It just smells like this stunningly clean, smooth yet slightly warm aura around you. It's really, really beautiful, perfect. It's got a peaceful kind of calm feel about it, so perfect for a quiet night in the pub. Now, what if we want a non-quiet night in the pub? A busy night in the pub. So for a night out in the pub, I've picked Tyger from Francesca Bianchi, and this is, I wore this yesterday actually. This is a beautiful white floral, gourmand-ish, sort of sticky, vanilla-y, ambery, delicious goodness. There's a note of peach jam. Doesn't come off too peachy to me, just has like a syrupy kind of nectar-like quality. Honeyed florals. I think there's iris, is that kind of texture that iris brings, almost suede-like. It's absolutely beautiful. It's not the biggest projector. It does project, but it's not. Normally if I was going for a big night out, I might choose something that projected really big, but I really love this, the richness of it, the texture of it, the approachability of it. It's so addictive, and it does leave a really lovely sillage. As you move around, you can catch whiffs of it. So I have picked that for my busier night out in the pub. Next scenario is meeting friends for lunch or coffee in a cafe or somewhere kind of fairly casual. And I couldn't choose, I've got two. It's my tag, I can do what I want. So first one, this is really an all-rounder. Both of these fragrances are very much all-rounders, very versatile. This is Miss Dior Cherie. Of course, it is discontinued. It can be found if you are careful and you know what to look out for. It's just a very light, fruity floral, nothing heavy, nothing overly sweet. It's sweet for sure, but it's not like there's added vanilla. It's more like the sweetness comes from the fruits and the flowers. So there's no added sugar, no added vanilla, no added caramel. Well, I think there's supposed to be a popcorn note, but I don't really pick up on that too much. Keep putting the lid on and off by the microphone. Is that annoying? Sorry about that. So Miss Dior Cherie is, I think it's white florals, and I think it's a little tiny bit of rose and sort of pink fruits, sort of like a strawberry, but it's not too sweet. It's just very easy. It's very likable. There's a little bit of a texture to it, which I really like, almost like a slight graininess. So it's not sharp. It's not sharp. It's a bit fresh, but it's not sharp. and it's also not rich. It's just very easy to wear for any day, any occasion, but really perfect for a casual lunch or coffee with friends type situation. Could also be like a date, could easily be a daytime date as well. Miss Dior Cherie. And the other fragrance for that scenario is Violette in Love from Nicolai, and this one has the same lightness to it. It's a fruity floral without any weight. It has enough longevity that it could get you through a really long lunch. It lasts really well. It's an eau de toilette, but I'll get 6, 7, 8 hours out of it, no problemo. If you like Frederic Mal's Lipstick Rose, it bears a similarity, but Lipstick Rose has a heavy dose of vanilla in it, and it's quite rich and very linear. This is much fresher. There's raspberry, there's violet, I think there's rose, it's probably a bit of iris, but there's definitely some citrus element in the opening. It's quite zingy and fresh as well. Really, really nice, light-hearted, easy to wear, easy to love fragrance. The kind of thing that your friends are going to say, oh, you smell really nice, as they give you a little hug. So that's Violette in Love. So let's move on then. A lunch with family. Somewhere maybe a little less casual, not necessarily formal, but just somewhere a little bit more special. I would wear this is an atomizer that comes, I didn't bring the main bottle down, but it's called Le Plus Beau Jour de ma Vie by Guerlain. Means the most beautiful day of my life. It's supposed to be a wedding kind of smell. The bouquet of flowers, the sugared almonds, what else? Don't know. But this is a gourmand. It's a beautiful, it's a little bit fresh, so I think there's a little bit of bergamot or something in the opening. You can really smell this sugary sweetness, and it is absolutely mouth-wateringly delicious. So sugared almonds, a little bit of orange blossom, but it's not too much. It's not as anywhere near as orange blossomy as, say, Love Don't Be Shy from Kilian. Nowhere near. Take that right down. But it is ballpark, similar notes, and that has marshmallow. This definitely has quite a lot of vanilla, which could come off almost marshmallowy. A little bit of powderiness. Really well, long-lasting on the skin. Projects lovely. It does smell a bit bougie, a little bit special, and it's quite a sweet fragrance, but it doesn't smell juvenile or silly. So that is Le Plus Beau Jour de ma Vie. So another thing I really want to do when I can is visit some animals, whether it's going to the zoo or any kind of animal park. Here in Kent, we've got a big cat sanctuary, we've got a goat sanctuary. I really want to go to the goat one. It's not that far from here. I wanted to go between the 2 lockdowns. Didn't quite manage it for some silly reason. I didn't go, and I really want to go and see all the goats. You get to just wander around and the goats are everywhere. I really want to go. So as soon as I can go to the goat park, I will. And I'm going to wear Bee by Zoologist. This is, to me, it's a honeycomb fragrance. A lot of people say it's a honey fragrance. To me, it's more like honeycomb, like the sweet that's made, the candy, you know, that's the inside of a crunchy bar. It smells like that. It's a lot more to it than that. It's a beautiful sort of orangey floral element to it, and it's quite incensey. I didn't really realise how incensey it was, but as other people have smelled this, they've gone, oh, smells like joss sticks. Someone else said it smells too incensey. So it's quite incensey. I don't necessarily pick up on it that much myself, but other people certainly do. So it has got a counterbalance of the sweet honeycomb with that kind of resinous joss stick style kind of smell. But it's got heliotrope in it. You don't pick up on it straight away, but when you get there, it's really nice. Vanilla, I'm sure. It's quite rich and sticky and really blooms actually in the warmer weather, and you wouldn't really think it because it's quite sweet, but it really blooms. So it'd be fantastic on a lovely sort of a really warm spring day walking around a goat park. And of course it's bee, so it wouldn't be out of place because you're going to have flora and fauna and it's about animals, so you know, bee. So this might take a while until we're allowed to do this, but when we do, I really want to be able to go to a gig, an outdoor concert or a festival. So we're thinking outdoors, live music, lots of people, lots of buzz, lots of stuff going on. And I think a really fab fragrance for that would be La Belle from Jean Paul Gaultier. This is a rich sugary pear with some vanilla and maybe even a little bit of a biscuity crumble going on. It's fairly simple, quite sugary and fruity in the opening, but it does calm down, so it's just about tolerable on your teeth. It doesn't quite make them go because it's too sweet, but it's pretty damn sweet. So you do need to have a sweet tooth. It's rich and it just coats you with this lovely sweet, rich, enticing aura. It doesn't project massively actually, but it's very, very long lasting, and I just think it would be perfect for a day out or a night out at a gig or a festival. Can't wait to go to a festival. Something else that I really want to be able to do is go on holiday, or at least go, and even if it's just go and see my mum in France, I just want to be able to travel. Now, I'm going to do, I think, a whole nother video about places I want to go to, maybe match them up with fragrances. But for now, the actual travel part, the sitting on the aeroplane or standing in a queue for a bus or whatever, sitting in a car for a long car journey, the best fragrances for that, in my opinion, are the ones that are fresh and clean smelling, because sometimes you can get stuck when you're traveling. You can end up traveling for longer than you were perhaps thinking, and also you could be in close quarters with lots of other people. So for that reason, I think you need to avoid anything polarizing, weird, too sweet, too heavy, and stick with the more fresh stuff that's going to be less offensive. And so for that reason, I've chosen Atelier Cologne's Pomelo Paradis. Haven't worn this one in ages actually. Oh, it's so good though. I'm not wearing a fragrance at the moment, so I'm going to go with it. And I'm not travelling. Well, I'm in an armchair, and this is going to be my travelling scent. So now we are armchair travelling. Pomelo Paradis. Oh, woo, is super fresh. It's a very sharp but sweet kind of grapefruit scent. There's more to it than just grapefruit. It smells like a little bit lemony, probably got bergamot in there as well. In the dry down, you've just got a little bit of kind of woodsy muskiness just to anchor everything. Lots of people complain that this doesn't last on them. It lasts very well on me. If I'm traveling for 6 hours, 7 hours, that's all I'm going to need. If I'm thinking it might be longer, I'll probably just take a decant to freshen up with. And this is so fresh. Fresh is the perfect word. Super fresh, but a little bit sweet, and it's just a little bit more fun than standard citrus. There's something about grapefruit. Most people really love grapefruit, and this is a very, very nice natural smelling fragrance. So Pomelo Paradis. Oh, it's so good to wear it after so long. It's fresh fragrances, so nice. Okay then, next up. So I like ice skating. I am no professional by any means, but I do have my own ice skates, but I can never find anyone to go with me. I love it. I just go around in circles. I can go backwards a little bit. I can't do any really fancy moves, but I love it. I just really love it. So I really miss ice skating, or the opportunity to go ice skating or swimming, or any kind of sporting thing really. But they're the things I like to do, is swimming and ice skating. And for that, I'd probably choose something quite fresh, of course. So I have gone for Paris Deauville from Chanel. Paris Deauville. This is just as fresh as the Pomelo Paradis. This is more green and almost like fizzy. There's a mixture in here of citruses, floral, green notes. And I'm not going to pretend that I know what they are or that I remember what they are or that I can even pick them out. But it's almost like you took freshly mown grass and you imagine it scattered with water, so it's really fresh, and then a whole load of lemons and limes. It's like diving into an ice cold drink with loads of ice cubes rattling around. It's green yet fresh and a little bit sweet. That's Deauville. That's my ice skating fragrance. So another thing that I sometimes like to do is go to markets, outdoor type sales, you know, like farmers markets, or you can go to London to Camden Market. That kind of thing can be fun, and it's not something that's open to us at the moment. Of course, being outdoors, you can wear something a little stronger, a little heavier, and I feel like the perfect option to almost blend in a little bit would be Ormonde Jayne Byzance, or you could say Byzance. You can say it how you like. And this is a beautiful, spicy, fruity vanilla. It's a little bit peppery. It's got a little bit of richness, but it's also got some citrus to lighten it up. But for me, it's more about this kind of rich, beautiful vanilla in there and this fruitiness. I really, really love this one. I've made quite the dent, seeing as I have had it less than a month. That's what I've used. So I really love this one. And it has this exotic feel. So it's from the Route de Soie line from Ormonde Jayne, which is about the Silk Road, and therefore it's a historical route for the transportation and exchange of silks, spices, fabrics. Everything amazing and wonderful was traded along this route, and this is part of that series. It's all about that, so that's probably why you get this real exotic feel from it. Perfect to wear to a market. So next up, I've got a day out, and I'm talking about taking a day out and visiting maybe a city or even a coastal town, maybe even just going to the beach and then having a wander around the boutiques, getting some fish and chips to eat on the beach, just exploring somewhere new or somewhere that you don't go too often. I really like to do that from time to time, and the fragrance I've picked for that is the Infidels from Agonist. This is my second bottle and there's not that much left. I don't wear it that often, but I guess I used to wear it more often. This actually smells like I remember as a child we'd go down to Margate, and there's a theme park there. So this is in the southeast of England, in Kent. Margate, quite well known as a seaside town with a fun fair called, we used to call it Ben Bon Brothers, and I think it's called something else as well that I've forgotten. And as soon as you step inside this fun fair area, there's a shop or there used to be a shop that sold drugs paraphernalia, joke stuff, caps, like you know, the things you can throw on the floor and they bang, you know, hookah, is it hookah pipes, I forgot what you call them, shisha, and you could also buy aromatherapy oils, books on esoteric things, incense, crystals. So it was kind of like a combination of joke shop, silly stuff, drugs, paraphernalia to help you smoke your weed or whatever, and everything that you might need if you were into new age kind of things. And that shop had this particular smell, and most of those kind of shops do, that smell, the ones that sell incense and crystals and tarot cards, and this smells like those shops. And it's just got this lovely powdery incensey feel. It's very citrusy, but it's got this powdery sweet incense, like this combination of vanilla and resins. The note listing is ridiculous. I think this one's all natural. The notes are actually on the bottle. Pink peppercorn, lemon, cloves, davana, elamite, rose. You've got different roses, different jasmines, ylang ylang myrrh, sandalwood, vetiver. Everything is in this bottle, and it is amazing. This reminds me, I need to wear this more often. So this arm is free of perfume as well. So let's go. We'll wear that to bed. So yeah, this has got this exotic feel in a very much new age kind of way, rather than like the Route de Soie Byzance. It's not like that. That's exotic in a far, far away kind of way. This is exotic in a drug-induced haze, smoking drugs, doing tarot cards, lighting incense, all of that kind of stuff. But in a very pleasant way, because it's all kind of kept together with these lovely, very beautiful, very bright natural citruses. So it's got freshness and it's got some depth at the same time. So that's Agonist, the Infidels. So finally, I have an honourable mention, and this is because it's a bit more specific to me. Once this is over, I guess it's about time I met the parents. So yeah, time to meet the parents of my new boyfriend. I say new, it's more than 5 months now. So, but of course, lockdown intervenes with all of that kind of stuff. So probably should meet the parents. So I thought, what do you want to smell like when you meet the parents and you want to make a good impression? So initially I thought I could pick out something that's really innocent smelling, you know, like musky and clean. But then I think that the most important thing is to be myself, and therefore I've picked my signature scent. So this is My Insolence from Guerlain, and it does actually have quite an innocent smell to it. It's a raspberry with lots of clean musk and lots of really beautiful, nice vanilla, like good vanilla. Little bit of white floral element, but it is not heady. It's very much soft and nothing screechy, nothing sharp, very easy to wear. This is another one that could totally be a grab and go kind of scent. Would work for any situation, really versatile, but it's my scent. It's the one I feel most at peace, most like me. So that would be the perfect one to wear, I think, to meet the parents, because you got to be you, haven't you? Flaws and all. So My Insolence, not that there's any flaws with My Insolence, because it's just beautiful. Unfortunately, it's discontinued, so it's kind of hard to find, but if you really want to find it, you can find it. Just be patient. eBay, all that stuff. So that's it then, and I want to tag some people. So I'm going to tag all my bean sprayers. You are all tagged. You know who you are. Bean sprayers. Hashtag bean sprayers. I'm also going to tag Clemence CC. I would love her to do this video. I think she'd do a fantastic job. Plus it would give us a little insight into how people spend their time when they're in more normal circumstances. And I'd also like to tag a fairly new-ish YouTuber who I've just discovered. She's called Ange, and her channel is 50cents_UK. She's just done a review of Minuet et Demi, so the new Demi Rolling fragrance, and she's also done a review of Kilian's Angel Share. So I have a feeling lots of you would want to go and check out her opinions on those fragrances, and I'd love her to do the tag. So Angie, you are tagged. That's it then. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.